Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and welcome to your Cornerstone. In this course, over your 8 weeks, you will be building a research paper. And my advice to you, there's a few things you get to pick. I picked AI and IP infringement with the government laws. Um, when you're going into this course and picking your topic, you're going to be dealing with this for 8 weeks. So, as it's mentioned, pick a course or a topic that you like. And I would recommend don't just pick something like, oh, that interests me. Pick something you can use and come back to or build knowledge now to build upon throughout your academic career and throughout your actual career. Um, I'm a liberal arts major, and I got a few IT certifications that I plan to use together. And for my cornerstone, I picked AI. So through that, um, it's given me a good foundation throughout the course of my academic and career, my actual job career. Advice I would give to you on top of all that. Um, so to avoid any issues, uh, well, before we get into that, um, it's slow paced and then it gets fast paced. 1 week you're going to learn to paraphrase, 1 week you're going to make an annotated bibliography, and then out of nowhere, you got 1 week to work on your paper. One thing I noticed throughout this class is with the discussion boards, you can, that's very timed. Don't stack it all in one day, you'll get docked for that. Spread it out early in the week, work on your initial post, and then later in the week, work on your replies for the discussion. Um, Doing that and following the rubric, you'll do just fine. As far as the web text, you can skip ahead, I've noticed, and get ahead just in case you end up on week 6 and 7. You end up falling behind, so you don't get docked for falling behind. You can work on those ahead of time, and I ended up being a week ahead on the week text at all times. With that being said, even the milestones, you can see the entire syllabus throughout the course. Um, I would submit it the week of, and it doesn't get graded until this basically the Sunday Monday cutoff. Your final, you can resubmit it multiple times, no matter which milestone we're talking about. Um, and the final one, like let's say you submitted three, the third one is what's going to be graded once the deadline crosses. Um, so you can hop ahead because when you get to the final paper, it just feels like you got 1 week to write this paper that you've been thinking about, you've been doing some research on. But you can start writing it early on, structuring it out, and making the best possible paper. Basically by week 2, maybe. Um, Also, to avoid any issues as far as citations and references go, I would recommend only using what's in the Excelsior library. Then you have no issues. Because I mean, there's a lot of duplicates. Like, was just gonna pull something out. Wisconsin University. Like, oh, there might be a good article over there. It's an EDU article, but just to be certain, take the context of that, enter that into the Excelsior library, and search it up. I found a good statistic, and you might have to pull in some information literacy knowledge you've been studying about, like Snopes, and making sure the information you're finding is correct. If you're using the Excelsior library, that is should it is peer reviewed, be all correct. But let's say you're on Google doing a little extra research and you're like, oh, this statistic right here is fascinating. I would recommend maybe not using it. Um, but take those numbers. I had to enter it a few different ways, but take those numbers that you found after you're like, okay, this is factual, and then enter it into the Excelsior library. I found various articles within the Excelsior library that proved what I found over on Google, but I would only reference what's in the Excelsior library. Um, and be sure to read the rubric, meet the word counts, and you'll do just fine. As long as you do all that, you'll succeed. As far as time management goes, I kind of mentioned all of it. Um, Discussion, break it up into at least 2 days. Early in the week, do your initial, and then do your responses later in the week. And then you can chip away and get ahead just so you don't fall behind. And that's my recommendation to you. Thank you and welcome to Excelsior. Have fun with your capstone.